Now, if you didn't know, I'm a sporting fan.
What?
And of course, if you know anything about sporting, you'll know about this man, Viktor Gyökeres. He has transformed the club, really. We won a title in 2020, 2021, but he has come to the Portuguese league and lit it on fire. There has not been a player similar to him. He even beat Falcao's goals to game ratio, and Falcao is one of the best strikers in the world from sort of the early 2010s to maybe 2013. So the way that Viktor Gyökeres came in and managed to do that is just absolutely incredible. In his first season in Portugal, he played 50 games, scored 43 goals as the team went on to win the league that season. And so far this year, in 34 games, he has 34 goals. Sporting are top of the league, and as we're recording on the Sunday, will face Borussia Dortmund in the next round of the Champions League. But for me, I thought I would return the favour in some ways, and I set myself a challenge. For every single goal Viktor Gyökeres scored in 2025, I would run 5 kilometers. That's the equivalent of 3.11 miles for every goal, 5,000 meters, 500,000 centimeters, and you get the drift from there. But I decided to do this in January, and I'm going to continue it throughout the entire year. As of recording, to be fair, Viktor Gyökeres is injured and didn't score against Porto last game. But I started this in January, and I started off with a difficult one. As in the first game of January, Viktor Gyökeres actually scored a hat-trick against Vitória de Guimarães. And on the first run, of course, because it was 15 kilometers, I hate his excuses, but I actually sprained my ankle pretty badly in November, the end of November. So I was actually told I couldn't run that far, or shouldn't run, at such a big pace, at such long distances for at least 6 to 8 weeks. So for the first run, I split it up into one 5k, which is here, and one 10k, which I'm about to show you now.
All right, we are 5k in to the first run, well technically 10k in, because I'm splitting up the first two, because I'm just coming off a sprained ankle, don't want to take it too heavy, but you can see that we just hit 5k. So basically I have to do this again one more time, do what I've just done, do it again, we've done it in about 34 minutes. I'm not running too quick because I'm just pacing myself. It's also like 1 degree, so Viktor, I hope you keep scoring, but not too many, please, pal.
So yes, excuse the heavy breathing there, but we managed to complete 10 kilometers, 10.48 kilometers in fact, according to Strava. I use my watch, which for some reason is further behind than Strava is. I don't know which to believe, but I choose Strava, so why not? So we did about 10.48 kilometers in about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So that was run number 1 and number 2, technically still run number 1, but completed with a total of 15 kilometers for the game against Vitória de Guimarães.
That is run number 3, 5 kilometers down for the game against Porto. Literally, it was very annoying because I didn't go fast, don't get me wrong, but I was like 2 seconds over, doing it under sub 30. So anyway, we move. Day 3, done.
So before I continue with the running, let me give you a bit of backstory, because obviously this is a fun challenge, of course, because I support Sporting and Gyökeres is a great player, blah, blah, blah. But I just want to give you some context to this. So I never used to be a runner, and I never used to be in any shape to be a runner. And in fact, this was due to my weight, and I've always had weight issues growing up. Just never could really shake it. But obviously quarantine, COVID, stuff like that, I know it's not really a big excuse because you can still control what you do, but I spiraled, and this is me at my heaviest, and probably the worst photo of me that's ever been taken in my life. I went to a Pure Gym in December after this, and I got my weight for the first time, and I was 21 stone, almost 20 stone and 13 pounds, as you can see. It's actually the ticket there that's hanging up on my wardrobe, just so I wake up and remind myself how far I've come, stuff like that. But I never used to be a runner, and I was in the worst shape of my life. And fast forward a year, I managed to get myself all the way down from 21 stone almost to 15.13 stone. So 5 stone pretty much lost, and that is testament to my hard work, of course, and the support of people around me, things like that. But it's something that I've really been passionate about since I've started doing it, and I've been on this journey. Currently, I weigh around 92 kilos, which I believe is around 14.3 stone, I want to say. So we've lost even more weight, and it's just a journey that I was, so proud of myself for coming on. I went from, looking like this to looking like this, and I'm not still that comfortable with how I look. I still can't go out shirtless, stuff like that. I feel like very self-conscious, but I think that's just from years of it, being on my conscience, I suppose. But when you look at it from that standpoint, I never used to run like that. And even if you ask people that I used to go to like secondary school with, or my friends, like I would be out of breath, just walking upstairs or running for a ball, like in football, in PE or something like that. But from now, I've actually ran one half marathon, and I ran that due to my nan who had Alzheimer's, and that was for a good cause, raising money for charity. Raised over, I believe, 1.5 grand for charity, which is really nice. And since then, I have ran, I believe, 3 or 4 half marathons just on the whim, just around where I live, no competition, just because I was able to do so. And for me, that is just a testament. And I know it might sound a bit big-headed or, of me bragging, but it is an incredible journey to be on. And I'm going to say this now, if you're comfortable with how you look, that's great. But I wasn't at that time, and that's why I needed to make a change. So every run I go on now is just, I remind myself, even if it is an awful run, if, the one before I couldn't do it in sub 30, just imagine how, if this guy ran for the first time, he probably wouldn't even do it sub 60, sub 90 even. So yeah, that's part of why I wanted to do this challenge as well. I wanted to test myself, because Viktor Gyökeres scores like many goals. Luckily for me, he hasn't been scoring that many in February, but I've still been running myself just to keep up fitness and stuff, and playing football and whatever. That's how I actually sprained my ankle, but regardless, it's something that is very personal to me, and is sort of the reason why I started doing this challenge, and why I'm going to continue to do this challenge up and all the way until the end of the season, if Viktor Gyökeres does recover from his injury, which I hope he does, because we've missed him dearly.
Run number 4 complete. 5k, lost in the finals for Benfica yesterday, but it is what it is. Penalties is a lottery at the end of the day. But another 5k ran, and a personal best for me. Sub 25 minutes, really pushed myself that time. Now, hopefully, over the progress of this, I can hopefully beat sub 24 and then go on from there. But no, that was a really good run. It's freezing, woolly hat on, gloves on. So yeah, it's not getting any warmer, but we're getting faster. Vamos. Gentlemen, we have done it. PR in the 5k. Under 24 minutes. I think it was 23 minutes and 55 seconds. I am dying. That was very tough. But it just proves that every run we've been slowly improving, and that's the main thing. Yeah. New PR set, let's go. It is January the 24th. It is my lunch break. I'm going on a 5k run because Sporting played Leipzig on Wednesday, and even though we lost, Gyökeres ended up scoring a goal off the bench. So that's a run for me. But yeah, there's also a storm. It's like Storm Ewan or something. So I'm not going to take this one very fast. I'm not going to do like I did the other day. I just constantly like try and run at my best, because it's too windy to do that. I don't want to get injured. I don't want to slip. So I'm going to take it a bit slow, like a light jog maybe, like maybe a half an hour max sort of run. Take it a bit light. It's going to be cold. That's why I've got the woolly hat on, with the headphones over there. Don't have any gloves. I can't find them. We'll probably put a jacket on as well. Alexa, what's the weather right now?
It's 8 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy.
Actually not that cold, but Alexa, stop. But yeah, regardless anyway, it's windy, so let's get this running. That's another run done, 5k. I don't know if you can hear me very much for the wind, but it's not too windy, to be fair. It's quite warm as well, so it's like, I think it's like 10 degrees, my watch says, but it's a little bit windy here and there. I didn't want to take it full pelt. About 27 minutes 50 seconds for that one. Takes our total, I think, either 30k or 35k, I'm sure, if you're on the screen regardless, but yeah, decent run.
So yeah, that is it for January. That is it for the majority of this video. Of course, what I want to do is I want to do this until the end of the season. So every time Viktor Gyökeres scores for Sporting, you'll see me on a 5k run. Hopefully no more hat tricks or no more pokers and stuff. Just easy ones. I don't mind 2. I can do 10k, but nothing too strenuous, please. The last few games Viktor Gyökeres, hasn't even played. I went to Portugal to actually watch Viktor Gyökeres. That was one of my things, but like, before he leaves, because I think he's going to leave in the summer, I'm going to watch Viktor Gyökeres play the other night against Bologna. And he didn't play, of course, so I had to deal with Conrad Hardo, who still scored, which is instead, it was, still good. But yeah, for me, it's something that I'm going to continue. We managed to run 35 kilometers in that entire sort of running period. Just to put that in perspective, 35 kilometers is exactly 21.75 miles. And an example of some places that are sort of 35 kilometers in between, you've got London to Watford is 35 kilometers. You've got Paris to Disneyland Paris, New York City to Newark in New Jersey. You've got the entire length of the Grand Canyon, which itself stretches over 35 kilometers. But yeah, so a good amount of distance covered, and definitely something that I hope when we go to the end of the season, we look and we ran even further. Hopefully Viktor Gyökeres scores some more. If we were to do a tally, let's say at the end of the season, if we would take a look at Viktor Gyökeres scoring numbers from last year, like I mentioned, he scored 43 goals, times that by 5, and that's 215 kilometers. Now, I don't think he's going to get near that number again just from January to April, or even till May, sorry, but it still could be a large amount of numbers. So it could be even up to like 100 kilometers in total. Who knows? But what I'll do is I'll continue filming, I'll continue vlogging all my vlogs that Viktor Gyökeres I run with, due to this challenge. But of course, like you saw, I've hit personal best throughout this challenge, and hopefully I can do that some more. So that's just in itself is fantastic. But hopefully Viktor Gyökeres comes back if he sees this, which I doubt he will. Shout out Viktor Gyökeres, you are the GOAT. And by far the best player I've ever seen in the sporting shirt. Probably next to that man as well, Bruno Fernandes, definitely up there. Yeah, I'm Samuel Secker. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and peace.